Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company owned and operated by Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors on the back balls behind me. If you are going to do a bit of business, then please keep it in the Millwall family and check out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. Now, this is your pre-match prediction for Saturday's game. I'm predicting it to be a horrendous game of football, so I'm going to keep this short. Away at 23rd place, Bolton Wanderers. I am going. I don't expect it to be pretty, and I'm not expecting anything too great out of the game. Let's start out by taking a look at the 11 that I think Neil Harris will pick to start the match. So first things first, what will the formation be that the gaffer will pick? I wouldn't play 4-4-2. I've stated my reasons why. I would play 4-5-1 or 4-3-3 if we're going for a win, which is exactly what I'd do Saturday. I've got a horrific feeling that the gaffer's going to play 4-4-2. Am I moaning too much lately? Maybe I am. I don't know. Tell me if I am. I'm trying to stay positive, but if I won't moan about it. I think the gaffer's going to play 4-4-2 on Saturday. I think he'll stick with a side pretty much that lost to Norwich. I think you'll see Shane Ferguson drop to left back, and obviously Ben Marshall was ineligible to play against Norwich. I think that he'll come back in on the left side. Now, is that the 11 that I would pick? It's not far off. It's just not the right formation for me. I said why we shouldn't play 4-4-2 anymore. For me, it's dead. An interesting thing on Monday afternoon, the under-23s played, and Tom Elliott, Aidan O'Brien and Fred Onyedinma all started in that game. Now, I've supported Aidan down the years, not so much Tom Elliott. I just think they're both wastes of a substitute. I don't think there's any point in having either of them on the bench. O'Brien especially so. I know that may sound harsh, but, you know, for me, I'll play 4-5-1. This is the team I would play. Archer's going to have to play, I suppose, because there's no point even discussing another goalkeeper. Plus, Amos won't be able to play against his parent club. Marlon Romeo at right back. I'll probably bring in Pearce and give Hutchinson a rest because he doesn't look fit. Jake Cooper alongside him. Shane Ferguson, left back. I'll play Marshall just in front of him, left midfield. I'd play Fred Onyedinma, right midfield. Then the central midfield three, I'd have Jed Wallace, Thompson and Sean Williams. And then up front by himself, Lee Gregory. Interestingly enough, the under-23 game, George Alexander was actually, he said he should have started, but he didn't start. Lewis White started. I don't know why. There was traffic congestion, and as a result, the whole Crew Alexander side was late, and the kickoff was delayed. So maybe Crew Alexandra and George Alexander were all caught up in traffic, and that's maybe why George didn't start. But I've said it before, and I say it again, I don't want to put too much pressure on him, because he's a young talent. But, you know, as I've said before, you've got players who are 25, 30, been in the club a long time, not doing a lot in the under-23s. George Alexander has scored in the 94th minute. He keeps scoring goals, and I can't see what we can lose by putting George Alexander on the bench. And that's what I'm basing this on. You know, George Alexander, okay, he's young and it could be a step too far for him, but at the same time he's managed to score in a game the other day where Aidan O'Brien and Tom Elliott haven't. Good to see Conor McLaughlin back after a long injury layoff, and good to see Fred get some minutes at the club. He's unplayable in the under-23s at the minute, but I don't know how he played. I didn't manage to get down to the game. But yeah, that's what I'd go with. I wouldn't stick Elliott on the bench. I wouldn't stick O'Brien on the bench. I just think they're waste of substitutes. I'd definitely have George Alexander there. What's the worst that could happen? He scores a goal? God forbid. So we move on to our opposition, of course, Bolton Wanderers. If you thought we was in a bad way, listen, for those who slag off Berylson and Harris and say they don't spend enough money, this is the flip side of what can happen, because they are in absolute financial turmoil. They've had a winding up order from the Inland Revenue, and it was looking like to a point they may go out of business. Saturday's game, there was a question hanging over it, whether it was going to go ahead. Listen, it was always going to go ahead. In this day and age, there's no way that the game would have been cancelled and we would have been given the points. The chairman wants to sell the club, but he said he's going to financially back them, Ken Johnson, until that day comes. So they are struggling. They are one of the very few sides in worse form than us. They have won only one of their last 11 league matches. Last time out, they lost 2-0 away at Swansea. But that being said, it won't be an easy game. They are fighting for their lives. They're pretty much condemned. I think they're down, but we can save ourselves. But I just can't see where the next goal's coming from. I can't see where the next exciting incident's coming from. I just think we're on the ropes massively, and if we can't dig it out and turn it around this Saturday, then it could be curtains for us, unfortunately, in this division, which I don't want to say and none of you want to hear, but this is life. So I've got to give you a prediction, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 Millwall win. There can't be many goals in the game because we can't score any, and neither are Bolton, but they're not great at the back, and we're probably slightly better at the back, but not fantastic ourselves. The only person I can see scoring a goal is Jeb Wallace or Jake Cooper. He nearly scored last week in the first minute against Norwich. I'm going to go for big JC up from the back for a set piece and a 1-0 Millwall win. And I swear to God, I'll run around Bolton in my pants if we get 3 points. So that's your lot for this pre-match prediction. I thought I'd keep it brief. Please check out the fans' score predictions from the other boys at Lions TV. Their video might be out by now. I'm not sure which way around I'm going to do it. But nonetheless, I will see you at Bolton on Saturday if you're going. Honestly, look, I can't wait to get there. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.